Hey everyone, as you saw in the title, and I'm sure you guessed, this video is about my boyfriend Brian. Well, it's not about him, but it's about his parents. Yeah, I had to kind of go back and forth with myself a few times, deciding whether or not I was going to make this video, because there is the chance that his parents or a family member or somebody like that could come across this video and watch it, and then there'd be all this drama. But you know what, honestly, I kind of got over that, because if they see this video, hey, at least they'll know the truth about how I feel, and maybe they'll come out and actually say what they really are thinking this whole time I've known Brian, that they hate me. So, anyway, I really don't know where to start, other than Brian's mother has always been extremely rude. Not necessarily to me, but to Brian. Right in front of me she does this. And the whole time I've known Brian, that's been the way it is. And I mean, there's so much I'm trying to get out right now. You're gonna have to forgive me. I've got a fever right now. I've got a virus. I'm not feeling very well. I'm getting hot cold flashes. I'm on like a ton of medication right now, so you're gonna have to just bear with me with this video because I'm gonna be a little out there. My thoughts are a bit scattered, but anyway, when I first met Brian and first started making trips up to Cleveland to visit him, every time I was there, at first, his parents were very nice. They would actually have conversations with me. They were polite and respectful towards me and towards Brian. But lately, I would say about halfway through a relationship, we've been together for 3 years and 1 month, just about. And about halfway through, maybe a year and a half ago, his mother's true colors really started showing. Brian had always told me that she complained a lot, that she was very nosy, very controlling, very rude, very selfish, very lazy, and just basically just a mean, nasty person. And I just kind of blew him off because I had never witnessed this. But a year and a half ago is when I started noticing all the red flags of a monster-in-law. And basically what it's been, has amounted to is that just recently, they've upset me so much that I never want to set foot in their house ever again. Next time I go to Cleveland, I'm going to get a hotel room, and Brian is going to pack himself a bag and come stay with me in my hotel room for a few days, and he's going to tell his parents he's going out of town. And he's not even going to tell them that I'm there. That's how much they've upset me. That's how much I don't want to have to be around them. And I fully plan on doing that. And Brian said that if I couldn't afford a room, that he would get me a room. So, but the whole time I've known Brian, his mother has been off and on, just nasty, just rude. Like I said, it mostly happened more recently, like a year and a half ago was when it really started, when I really started noticing her doing this. But she'll put Brian down constantly. She's constantly insulting the way he dresses, the music he listens to, and putting him down for not having like a suit and tie job, putting down everything he does all the time, and putting down his interests, constantly degrading him and belittling him and trying to control him. And she'll do this right in front of me too. She does it to humiliate him. And his father says nothing. His father just goes right along with it. Because I think Brian's mother has the father whipped. Honestly. I mean, I really wish Brian's father would stand up and put his foot down and say, this is not right. Stop treating Brian this way. Because I know that's what he's actually thinking. And his mother, not only has she belittled Brian in front of me, but she's belittled Brian behind his back to me. To me. Trash talked her own son, to the person who loves him the most. That is how disgustingly selfish and arrogant this woman is. And that's the first thing that really put me off. One afternoon, she and I were in their car together, and Brian was at work, and we had just dropped off some kids that she watches. And she started all of a sudden, all this insults and all this scapegoating and degrading talk just was coming out of her mouth. And she was making remarks like, I'm so sick and tired of the way Brian dresses. He wears band t-shirts. And I'm so sick and tired of all those posters all over his wall. When's he going to start acting like an adult? And I'm like, lady, if you saw my room, you would faint. Also, I wear band t-shirts and jeans all the time too. So if you're putting him down, you're putting me down also. And you know what? Quite frankly, I wanted to ask her to her face, why are you degrading your own son to me? Do you hate your own son? Do you hate me? Yes, she hates me, it's obvious. I don't know if she actually hates Brian. I think she just tries to be as antagonistic as possible because she likes to be the center of attention. The reason she hates me is because if Brian gets married and moves out, then there goes the free dog sitting service, there goes the lawn service, there goes the do things around the house service, there goes the clean this and fetch that for me service. She treats him like a slave, like a butler. Every time I am there, Brian's busy doing things around the house, and she is sitting on her fat ass on the couch staring at TV. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Bring me this. Hey, someone come take this from me. Come put this away. That's what she does. And the house is a pigsty every time I'm there too. They make no effort to clean up when I'm coming. It's a wreck. My parents and myself go to all kinds of trouble to clean the house when Brian's coming here because we care about his visit. We want him to feel welcome. We want him to feel safe here. We want him to know that he's loved and cared about and that his visiting is important to us. Up there, they could care less. The kitchen table, you can't even see the kitchen table. It's covered in shit. You can't see the kitchen island because it's covered in shit too. They make no effort at all whatsoever to make me feel welcome. I've always felt unwelcome in that house. And as far as the father goes, I don't know what to say because I think Doug is very torn. I shouldn't say names. I think he's very, very torn with regards to how Brian gets treated and the way the mother behaves towards Brian. And I think a part of him wants to put his foot down and be like, stop it. And the other part of him kind of wants to like tuck tail and go hide because he knows if he stands up for Brian, there'll be hell to pay. Brian's mother is malicious. She has threatened, over a phone call, she has threatened to destroy Brian's bedroom. We went to see Star Wars last time he was down here. It was on December 16th. We were at the movies, his phone was turned off. Apparently she called like 10 times while his phone was turned off during the movie. And she left voicemail saying, I'm going to go and destroy your room if you don't call me back in the next hour. I'm going to go tear all the posters off your wall and flip your mattress if you don't call me back in the next hour. Stuff like that. And so, I don't know if she's all bark and no bite, but why would you take that chance? She knows that Brian won't take that chance. And so the father probably feels the same way. He knows that there's going to be a threat made or something's going to happen that he will have to later clean up or deal with on account of her. So, oh, and something else that happened recently. Brian has a brother who is a shithead, and he's married to a woman who is an absolute bitch. And they never let Brian's parents see their children, the grandchildren. And a part of me kind of thinks that maybe Brian's mother said something rude or did something nasty to the brother and the wife, and the brother's wife, and brought it on herself. The other part of me is like, well, you know what? These people are just trash. The brother and the brother's wife are just rude and nasty. I guess the acorn doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? But anyway, she was talking about how she had her will changed so that Brian would inherit everything and not the brother, because the brother was not in the will anymore. And then in the same breath, she said something about how, oh, if my husband were to croak tomorrow, I would take all the money and go to Vegas and blow it all. Who would even joke about saying something like that? Who would even joke about that? Like, why would you joke about doing something like that? Wouldn't you rather have people think that you're going to leave all that money for your adult child to inherit? My parents are leaving money for me and my sister to inherit. And you never hear my mother making jokes about blowing it all either. Because they're decent people. They have decency. They have courtesy. They have respect. Brian's mother has none of those things. And I'm finally realizing that they have no respect for me, they hate me, and that they see me as a threat. They see me as a threat because, like I said, if Brian gets married and moves out, then there goes her slave. So that's pretty much it. And I don't know what's going to happen after I make this video. If somebody sees it and wants to go nudge Brian's parents about it, then so be it. I'll deal with that later. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But in the meantime, I'm just beside myself. I really am. So, that's all for now. That's my rant. And thank you very much for watching. If you have not already done so, subscribe to my channel and like and share and do all that stuff. And I'll catch you kids later.